Ladies and gentlemen, this YouTube channel vlog show is of authenticity, inspiration, and realness. It is also about personality, good times, and fun. This is Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here is your host of the show, Mr. Big Beefy E himself, the elder statesman of Rant and Rave, and Mr. Shenanigans himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 1003 of the show. What's going on? Just got done watching Crush Your Luck. Wow, what a game that was. I gotta tell you, this is going to be very interesting down the wrestling events. You know, 1 week from this coming Thursday is Thanksgiving. Would you believe that? That means a week from this Saturday is Survivor Series. Now Saturdays we're going to have back-to-back days of back-to-back Saturdays of pay-per-view, because you got this coming Saturday Full Gear, AEW's Full Gear. But we're not going to talk about Full Gear right now. We're going to, and I think after 2 weeks after Survivor Series, NXT Deadline, December 9th. So I'll tell you what, the holiday season could be in full swing as far as wrestling events is concerned. And speaking of which, tonight is NXT, the third NXT of November. I'll tell you what, we are, now there's a scandal that's going on. It involved Chase U to kick off NXT Event Center for the 14th of November 2023. There's a scandal going on involving Chase U. We don't know what actually happened behind the scenes of Chase U, but it seems like a lot of people in Chase U were very upset with Andre Chase. I don't know if he accepted a bribe or something like that. I don't know if JC Jane is involved in this somehow. You know, could JC Jane be responsible for the downfall of? I don't know, but they were press has been harassing Chase U about it. Andre Chase didn't want to say anything about it, so we're going to focus on our matchup, which the NXT Tag Team titles line, Chase U and the family, and that will be the team of Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and the family got the titles back for the second time, and so they're on the new tag team champions. But I got a hunch that it's got to be all a farce, because I think, you know what it is? Ever since, Chase U won the tag team titles, the family will probably want a rematch, but here's the thing. I think, and I hate to say this because I know the family's starting to be a little popular, but I think it's all a conspiracy against Chase U, because I think Tony D'Angelo's manipulated a lot of folks to make it look like there's a scandal going on, and I think it was all a master plan by Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo to make it work, for them to get the belts back. I think it's all a lot more master plan all along, but you never know for sure. We don't know what the heck is going on, but one thing I know for sure is the family got the tag team titles back, and they're going to be looking for new challengers. Lita, who was the Hall of Famer on the clock, she picked 2 Iron Survivor qualifiers. The first one she picked for the women's side, the Roxanne Perez versus Lash Legend, while on the men's side, it would be Trick Williams versus Joe Coffey. Dominic Mysterio just arrived. He is the NXT North American Champion, and then Baron Corbin runs into him, and he said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "Hey, listen, there's the big event. I got Wesley," and it goes, "Then I know it goes away." So he said, "If you need me, I'll be there." Could Baron Corbin be the new addition to Judgment Day? I don't know. That's the thing too. Judgment Day got a lot stronger, and they officially got J.D. McDonough in last night. So who knows? And Drew McIntyre's joined them for the War Games match. That means Cody Rhodes and the rest of that team's going to have to pick a 5th member of that. But might I digress? The Supernova Sessions, with Noam Dar and the rest of Metaphor, Oro Mensa, Chikara Jackson, and Lash Legend, goes up against and their guest was Alpha Academy. And then Noam Dar starts yakking his mouth a little bit, starts running his mouth, and Chikara Jackson and Lash Legend running their mouth. Otis and Tozawa, they started chirping back and forth, and then Maxine Dupree chimed in and all. And then they decided, and then Chad Gable ended up officially challenging Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup. And Noam Dar didn't want to. He thought it was going to take on Otis. Even if it took on Otis would have squished him like a bug. Noam Dar, your safe bet is with Chad Gable. It's going to be an even matchup for sure. And then right afterwards, the Women's Iron Survivor qualifier matchup, Irish Survivor Challenge. Roxanne Perez, who won it last year, went up against Lash Legend. Jakara Jackson and Metaphor were ejected from ringside, but Jakara Jackson didn't care about the ejection. She came back, arguing with the referee. Referee's not, I threw you out. And Kiana James gets involved and ended up costing Roxanne Perez the matchup. Lash Legend wins it, and she'll join Tiffany Stratton in the Iron Survivor Challenge for NXT Deadline. Meanwhile, the tag teams were sitting in the back. Idris Nofi, Malik Blade, Tank Ledger, Hank Walker, Josh Briggs, and Brooks Jensen, and Frazier in action. We're talking about being champs, and then the family interrupts. Hey, we need more. We need new challengers, and then Angel Garza and Roberto Carrillo got involved in that. And they started, interrupting them and started pushing and shoving. And then as they were about a lot arguing and separating and all that, Boa and Dante Chen were looking on in the background. They kind of know what their mission is now. Then Mackenzie Mitchell, wait, hold up. Lyra Valkyria receives an invitation by Xia Li for a Warriors tea ceremony as she was talking to Robbie Brookside and the other trainer. The guy's name, I know he's also British. But so Lyra Valkyria nodded her head and goes, I'm going to go. So she goes. Xia Li, educates her on the tea ceremony and all, but Lyra Valkyria knows what she's up to. She's like, "Listen, I'll see you next week. Titles on the line," and Xia Li goes, "Fine." Then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams about the whole situation. Who hit who, and then they said, he said, "Listen, Gals is going to be out there. I got your back," and Trick Williams goes, "Good." And then Kiana James talks to the women's locker room, runs her mouth. Gigi Dolin was like, all aggravated about it. And then Arianna Grace started talking. Carmen Petra went and said, "You have no right to talk." I'm like, shut up, Arianna Grace. What is what? And then Gigi Dolin decided to challenge her to a matchup. I was like, atta girl. Thank you, Gigi Dolin. Somebody shut Arianna Grace up. And then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Braun Breaker, and then Dijak interrupts Breaker. Dijak's already in, and Braun Breaker says, "You better not have me in there because you'll be standing out of my way." I think Braun Breaker and Dijak would be a collision course matchup. Then the men's ISC, that's Iron Survivor Challenge qualifier, Trick Williams and Joe Coffey. Gallows tries to get involved, but Hayes stops them. In the end, Trick Williams did win the matchup. So, he'll be joining Dijak in that matchup. And Wesley talks to Ilya Dragunov, and then he goes, Ilya Dragunov, and then he's about to piss him off and said, "Listen, I got this. I'll be right back." But then Baron Corbin ended up winning. Corbin was getting ready for his matchup. He was talking to Lexis King, and then Lexis King was the one that attacked Trick Williams. He's trying to sow the seeds and dissension between Hayes and Williams. And he says, "I'll be watching the matchup." The Brawling Brutes versus Out the Mud, a.k.a. OTM, the team of Bronco Nima, Lucian Price, with scripts in their corner, while the Brawling Brutes consists of, right now, Ridge Holland and Butch. I think Sheamus is injured or something like that. He has not been around. The Brutes did end up winning the matchup, sending OTM a message. Joe Gacy on the roof of the PC talking about his state of mind, but then all of a sudden he decided to throw his phone off the roof, and it crashed on the ground, and we're like, what in the heck is going on? And even Vic Joseph was flipping out about it. Somebody get him off the roof. Then it was the matchup. One of my favorite women from NXT, Gigi Dolin, went up against Arianna Grace. And Gigi Dolin ended up winning the matchup, and then she did the Piaggio wave, which is mocking Arianna Grace. And Arianna Grace put on the Miss NXT sash in the crowd. Like, oh, you... What? That woman's about as crazy as her dad. If you know who that is, she's the daughter of Santino Marella. So then they had Von Wagner, Mrs. Stone, documentary, and afterwards Wagner and Mrs. Stone goes, "Dude, you gonna be all right?" "Yeah, I'll tell you what. I want you to come on my family's house for dinner. And then he goes, if your wife's going to make one of those special dishes, I want it. And lay off the asparagus, please. So it was hilarious. And then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Eddie Thorpe, and Eddie Thorpe goes, like he's been away for a while and trying to get himself right. And he goes, I'm hoping to prove to JBL and Jerry King Lawler that I would be qualified for the Iron Survivor Challenge. And then Drew Gulak, Miles Bourne, and Charlie Dempsey interrupted them. And Eddie Thorpe doesn't seem intimidated by that threesome. So, and that's going to lead a match next week, Eddie Thorpe versus Charlie Dempsey. The press continues to harass Andre Chase about the investigation. And JCJ going with the cars said, come on, Chase, let's go. Chase hops in the cars and they take off. And then JBL next week will be on the clock choosing the next qualifiers for the Iron Survivor Challenge on the men's and women's side. Wesley went one-on-one with Baron Corbin, and then the heck of match was good until Dominic Mysterio gets involved. Wesley punches him and then strikes him, and Corbin ended up picking up the victory with the end of days. And then as Corbin was attacking Lee, Dragunov came to Lee's aid, and then Dragunov goes, hey, after Dragunov and Corbin find out, say you made a big mistake. It'd be you and me for the title. You want it so bad. Deadline will be the day. So that is it for NXT Event Center for November the 14th, 2023. Next up, tomorrow, AEW Dynamite, and also the Joker's Wild. Going to play a little bonus round for tomorrow. So that's it. That's all the time we have on the show. Thank you for tuning in, and hope you guys enjoyed it. So, until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. This concludes today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A big beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. See you next time on another episode of the show. Goodbye for now.